Hi Flosstube friends, welcome to my channel North of the Border Stitcher here in Raymond, Alberta. Welcome if this is new and this is the first time you've come to see my channel, and welcome back if you've subscribed and you're back to see what I've done this week. I welcome you and I thank you for your support. Like I said, I am from Pennsylvania and I married a Canadian, and so for the past 13 years I've lived up here in Canada. And I love it. I love my friend. The only bad thing is the travel, having to travel to go visit my family. It can be quite expensive to fly there, and with the COVID restrictions right now, we still have to quarantine when we come back. So since my husband is a bus driver in Lethbridge and is not retired yet, he wouldn't have that much time to stay off work after we've gone away for a couple weeks. So right now we're just planning to go camping in a few weeks. We're going to do some work on the roof, some soffit and fascia outside on our house. I still haven't put anything in my garden. I think I will plant some green beans, wax beans, and then I have red beans and purple beans. So that should be interesting. And figure maybe I could throw a couple potatoes in the ground yet. So let's see. Not much else to talk about on that front. It's gotten warm again today. We are now trying to grow some grass out front where tree roots have been taken out. So far it hasn't started growing, but we keep watering it in hopes that it will. As you can see behind me, I had a finally finished object today, and it's my Scrabble quilt. I quilted around everybody's name, and then in the patchwork part, I just did stipple quilting. And then for my binding, I just used pieces of shirting and just pieced it together so it looks kind of like the quilt. And then this is the backing. So it measures exactly 6 feet across. So I'm thinking that I can hang it up in my one quilt hanger here in the living room. Sometime when I figure out how to take pictures and then put still pictures in my videos, I will post a picture of it for you. But that is finished. And my friend Shirley came over to see it the other day, and she said, "What's on your long arm now?" And I said, "Nothing is on the long arm right now." But I'm going to put a couple, well, one, it's a Cheryl Wall quilt. It was a quilted a block of the month club years and years ago. And when Shirley helped me make that as well, I divided mine into 3 parts. So it's in 3 quilt sections, and I have 2 of them yet to quilt. So I think I'm going to get one of those on the long arm next and get that done. So anyway, today I've been busy hanging pictures. We got a love seat that we figured we'd put either in the computer room or in our extra room, which I'm turning into my sewing room. So today I was lugging things from one room over to another, and both rooms now kind of look crazy bad. And so that's what I was busy doing today. And then hanging pictures and things up on the wall in my sewing room. So I'm a little late on the get-go here making my video today. I'm hoping that my husband doesn't walk in about 20 minutes or so coming home from work. Hopefully I can get this done before he comes in. One thing I wanted to share with you today is I've also done a lot of crocheting through the years. A friend of mine taught me how to crochet when we were in 6th grade. Her name was Carol Becker. And from then on, I've had a love for crocheting. I just want to show you a couple things I've made. This This is one of the Afghans that I made. I love the fall colors and burgundy, beiges, tans, golds. And so this is one of the Afghans I've made. I think I want to put this one in one of the cars. I taught my youngest son how to crochet when he was a teenager, and he made one of the squares that I've put in one of the Afghans that I have. So I don't think he's done any crocheting since then, but we talk about that every now and then. Another thing, I just started to crochet rugs. So this is one of the rugs that I recently crocheted. I would go to thrift stores or yard sales and look for sheets. And then I would cut them into 2-inch strips. And so this is one of the rugs that I've made. I learned how to do that by watching a tutorial on YouTube by a woman. Her name is Erin Halvorsen. I'll put her name in the show notes. So I've made a couple oval rugs and a couple of the rectangular ones. So if you want to check her out, that's how you can find out about that. And I think I mentioned before, the next project that I want to make with strips is going to be a jelly roll rug. But I haven't had the gumption to start that one yet. I don't know. Haven't started it. I do have the batting that's already cut into 2 1/4-inch strips. And then the fabric itself will be cut into 2 1/2-inch strips. So another thing that I do, and I've done a lot of, are these Christmas stockings. I've made one of these for every one of my children with their initial on it. When they get married, then their spouse also gets one with their initial on it. And then as each of my grandchildren are born, I make one for them. So these two are for my niece and nephew, a nephew who got married this past summer. We haven't seen them yet. Actually, they didn't get married in the summer. They got married in November. And I've yet to get there. They didn't have these for Christmas this last year. But I do make these and I do sell them. So they're like 17 inches long. They're fairly large. And I make these for $50 each. So if anyone's interested in having some stockings made, let me know, and we can pick the colors and the monogram letter that you need on it, but that's $50 a piece. I don't have that listed yet on my Instagram, but my Instagram is North of the Border Stitcher, and you can reach me that way, or you can email me. I'll put that information down in my show notes as well. So crocheting has been something that I've really enjoyed doing through the years. I do have one other finished object, and it is this. I don't know what the name of it is. It was just something I had in my stash that I finished up. This frame is one that I showed you the other week that had, I don't know, a little quilt picture in it, and so I'll hang that up. It's on 14 count Ada, and it was tea dyed by me, and the thread is Weeks Dye Works Baked Apple is the color that I used for that. All right, so my whips. I still haven't gotten back to my temperature tree now that we're 3/4 of the way, well, 2/3 of the way through June. I'll probably start working on the month of June so that I can get the July branch ready then. And I didn't really work on my 12 Days of Christmas this week, so I don't have that one to show you either. That one's going to be a long haul. Originally, when I started it, well, I have it over here. Originally, when I started it, I thought, well, if I do like one day of Christmas per week, right, I could get it done before Christmas. But this is on linen, so it's trickier to do. And the pattern is hand-drawn because it's from 1983. So it's not a really clear pattern to look at and to follow. So, but I didn't really do anything on that this week. So what I have been working on is my O Canada, because I'm doing the O Canada stitch along on a Canadian cross stitch site as well as on Instagram. It's hashtag O Canada SAL. And this is how far I've gotten on this. I just finished part of the border the whole way around. I was originally trying to do one page. There's 3 pages, and I wanted to do 1 page in June, 1 in July, and 1 in August. My goal is to have this finished by September, Labor Day, so that I can get it framed. This is on 14 count Ada. That is tea and coffee dyed that I did. So that's my O Canada coming along nicely. Put that over there. This week I've been working on my Autumn Lane. It's called Autumn Towne. It's by Autumn Lane Stitchery. So I did the bottom left, and then I started working on the upper left. But I ran out of my Weeks Dye Works molasses. And so I started working on the bottom right. So all I really did this week was that gold tree down there at the bottom and some of the roof line. And I did some of the roof line over here as well. This is on Sage Lugana. I really like it because it's so nice and even. It's really nice to work on. So that's kind of a fall project that I've just been working on continually. My next whip is Plum Street Samplers, the Milk and Cream Company, because I like cows. And I have been working on this bottom grass part, and I think I finished the cow, and I did some of the other little cow in the background there. So I haven't worked on that too much because I've been working on this stitch along. So that is my Milk and Cream Company. All right, and last week I showed this one to you as my new start. It is Bent Creek, the Swirly Sampler. It is from 1998, so it's an older one. I actually have molasses, Weeks Dye Works molasses that I'm using in this. So when I'm done doing that, I can start using it in my Autumn Towne. So I need to try to find some more of that. So here's where I am on the swirly, this way, Swirly Sampler. And this one I'm doing on 16 count Ada Rustico light oatmeal. And that's what I have done so far. This one's kind of fun. I like working on 18 count, and that's the count that I'm trying to find for my Songs of the Season by the Prairie Schooler, which I will just get into right now. I bought this, and I look forward to working on that. These are This is done on Pussy Willow Gray Ada, 18 count. So I think I'm going to try to dye some fabric and get it a gray color, because in that picture they look almost like white, like it's really light gray. And like I said, I've been collecting Ada cloth as I go to the thrift shops. But when I was at the thrift shop the other day, this leads me now into my haul. We'll get to new starts later, I guess. I kind of jump around a little bit. But I found these at a local thrift shop. The songs of the season come out to be 4.5 inches square. These are 4.5 inches across this way. There's 4 of these that I got. These obviously will get repainted. So for $3, I got all 4 of these. But these will be nice because I can do it 4.5 by 4.5, and then I can put a little, either a decoration on top of it or at the bottom of it. And so, and there's 6 Prairie Schooler songs of the season. So I'll do 4, and I can do 4 in that. And I also got found 2 other at the thrift store. Just, you know, small. They were $1 each. And so 2 of them I can just mount on these and maybe hang them somewhere else. Haul. New haul. The only thing new that I have this week, as far as actual new, is I downloaded a pattern by the Tiny Modernist. It is the Moon Phase Bell Pull. I have a granddaughter who taught me about the waxing of the moon and the waning of the moon. I still don't remember which one's which, but when I saw this, it made me think of her, Maddie, and she's 16. And I just thought this would be something cool to make for her. Not as a bell pull. But this calls for like chalkboard Ada. You can't get it. I ordered some from 123 Stitch, and it told me that it might be shipped within 27 to 30 days. I'm like, So part of my haul, refurbished haul this week, I was able to pick up 4 boxes of Rit dye. 2 of them are dark green and one is a wine and the other one is black. So I'm going to get to play with my fabrics this week and try some dyeing. So I'm going to try to dye some things black and some things not quite as black. But I think I got all 4 of these for like $2 at the thrift store. So that was a good deal. I got this. I like the frame. It looks crackled. So I got that the other day that I can either, that I can just frame something in. I found this old frame too. I think I picked this up free downtown here in Raymond. They were giving away some things free as they were cleaning out the little boutique shop. So it doesn't have glass, but I liked the design of this. So got that frame. I also, in my thrifting haul this week, got some green on green with star fabric. And almost a half a meter of this lovely fabric. That was $1.50. So I love picking up fabric. I often say that I'm not a quilter. I am a collector of fabric. So, because I've got fabric. Most of them is not more than like a half a meter. Some of them are are more, but I collect lots of fabric pieces here and there, fat quarters. The other thing I got the other day too, this was on sale, were these felt squares. So I plan to use them to mount some of my cross stitch on. So I got those, and I bought this rickrack. It is it's red and white. So that's like perfect for anything patriotic up here in Canada because it's red and white. Or I can even use it on American stuff, red, white, and have a blue background. So that was pretty fun. I look forward to using that. I found a couple little bottles of paint that I can use to paint some of my paddles. This one is indigo, and this one is black, so I'm going to experiment with those as well. And this cute little thing, like $1 at the thrift store. So I'm going to do something with that, and then I can mount my cross stitch on the side, and I can decorate inside of it. But it's this cute little $1 like little tote. So that, okay, new starts. I've got 2 new starts. First is because it's patriotic season here. I started on Flag City, which was a freebie, I think from Lottie Da. And it was obviously from 2005 because that's the date that it shows up there around the flag. And so I'm just doing this on, it's 18 count French lace. So, and I'm just using DMC colors. I'm not using any of the sampler threads. And then I'm not sure, I might antique it a little more. But anyway, so that's one of my new starts. That's the only new cross stitch start I had this week. I did go ahead and start my Nation's Pride Stars and Stripes Forever quilt. And that is from McCalls Quilting, April 2003. Vintage. Arty at the Vintage Stitcher would be so happy with half the things that I make because they're vintage, they're old. Anyway, so this is just part of it. Each fabric is a different one. And so I got this, and I got all the letters cut out this past week. So those are my 2 new starts. My freebies this week. I have 2 that I want to talk about. I know that Brenda and the Serial Starter host a Blackbird design sew long every first Saturday of the month. And I don't have anything by Blackbird Designs, but I found a freebie online. It is from 2002 anyway, and it even has a Blackbird on it. So that is Blackbird Designs. So I think I might start stitching that. And I'll do that on the first Saturday. Well, I'm not sure if I'll do it on the first Saturday of July. Maybe in the evening, because the first Saturday of July, there's a lot of things going on here in town because they are opening up, being able to do things. So we have a rodeo here in town. Like our little town, Raymond, had the oldest rodeo, I think, in Canada. So it started in 1901. And so there's a 2-day rodeo up here. And on Saturday, July 3rd, there's going to be a pancake breakfast that we have outside with sausage and pancakes and orange drink. And there's a run, like a 5K, 10K run. There's a parade on July 1st at 10 in the morning. And there's fireworks on the night of the 30th and also July 1st. So there's a lot of things going on that first weekend of July. But I'm going to start working on that Blackbird design. The other freebie I have is a different Blackbird. It's Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly. This is also an older one, I think. This is from stitchingbookclub.blogspot.com. I'll put notes at the bottom for this too. So, just show you that. That's my freebie for the week. And I'll put the notes at the bottom. So I think that's all I have today. So far, my husband hasn't walked in, which is good. He should be getting home in a couple minutes. I will keep on stitching, and hopefully you will keep on stitching too. If you're doing the stitch along, the O Canada, feel free to post pictures to me, or even just let me know. I'm on Facebook, North of the Border Stitcher. You can just post a picture on there too of what you're working on. And have a great week and happy stitching.